21. Grande Lucky Rot.
What's poppin', chat? I just want to get into this real quick because what am I reading? I just finished on my other books. Go to my book page and lock in with me. We lit. But I did one reading here and it went really well. I had so much fun with you all. So I said, let me do another quick one real fast, and I'll catch whoever I catch who comes to the live right now. But listen to this. I'm also live on YouTube right now. We're playing Fortnite right now. You can see it here if you go to my YouTube. And then I'm watching One Piece at the same time. Listen to this though. Strange images floated through the Pokemon's mind. Bubbles dancing in crystal blue water. An island somewhere in the middle of the ocean. A small crowd on YouTube, but we don't know the book version. You know, the book is always the most deeply explained version. Alright. Flies the air. And humans, many humans. Glass tank filled with red fluid. A group of humans surrounded the tank. Humans in long white coats, scientists. They were staring at it and whispering. Alright. It's awake, one of the scientists cried. Awake? I'm awake. The Pokemon looked down at its body, strong muscles tense beneath its white fur. Mewtwo has white fur? Fire. It did feel awake. It felt more than awake. It felt powerful. The Pokemon closed its eyes and imagined the tank breaking into a million pieces, almost instantly. The tank around it shattered, red fluid spilled onto the floor. The Pokemon crouched on the floor. Where am I? The Pokemon asked. Its deep, rich voice filled the room. Who am I? One of the scientists stepped forward. Mewtwo is complete, the man said. Mewtwo? The Pokemon asked. That's your name, said the scientist. We use the rarest Pokemon in the world to create you. It's called Mew. The man pointed to an image on the computer screen. It was an ancient drawing. It looked like it might have been scratched in a cave wall. The drawing showed a cat-like Pokemon. The creature looked like Mewtwo, but smaller. It had big eyes and a long, thin tail. Mewtwo's eyes narrowed. This was the creature from his dream. You said the creature from his dream, which is a part in the movie. This is like so crazy. Very important stuff right at the beginning.
Top.
The beginning is just about other stuff, right? This is the creature from his dreams. You said you used me to create me. What did you mean? Mewtwo asked. The man beamed. You know that sound. If you play Fortnite, you know that sound.
Gorillo Watermelon Drillo.
You know that sound.
Lucky Rot.
Lock in. I'm not live on Twitch right now. Alright, cool. What did you mean? Mewtwo asked. The man beamed. It's a scientific miracle. We used a sample of Mew's DNA to make a copy of Mew, a clone. You are the result of your experiment. Why? Mewtwo asked. Why did you do it? We wanted to see if it was possible to make a clone of a legendary Mew, the scientist said. We proved it could be done. Boom. Confusion clouded Mewtwo's brain. The humans seemed so pleased with their work, but Mewtwo didn't feel like a scientific experiment. It felt alive. And now what will you do with me? Mewtwo asked. We will study you. The scientist replied. We believe you are stronger than Mew. We would like to find out. No fucking way. I'm so good. So we're live streaming off the PS5 here, and I'm playing on this one, and on a separate account in the same lobby, I'm playing on this one. Because you know, strategies and all those different things. That was crazy. Major move, little baby. You gotta get ready to get loud. Long hair, don't care, action. Give me 1 second. Alright. And we're back. Nice. I thought this was really crazy. Alright, let's get back into it. So he's dreaming about Mew. So he already has like these crazy psychic powers. Like, super crazy. It felt alive. You didn't feel like a scientist. And now what will you do with me? Mewtwo asked. We will study you. The scientist replied. We believe you're stronger than you. We would like to find out exactly what you are capable of. Anger filled Mewtwo. These scientists only created me to run tests on me, Mewtwo. It's crazy to think and read at the same time. I'm like thinking about different stuff. Alright. Mewtwo thought. They treat me like an object, but I am not an object. I am alive. I will show you what I am capable of, Mewtwo said angrily. Mewtwo's eyes narrowed. The room was filled with more large tanks of red fluid. Mewtwo concentrated on those first. Crash. Mewtwo caused the tanks to shatter just by thinking about it. The humans screamed in terror. Some began to flee the room. Their screams delighted Mewtwo. Next, they concentrated on the computer screen. Instantly, electric sparks shot from the machine. Soon, the room was in flames. Mewtwo, no, a scientist cried. So his actually first moment of happiness was not being alive in general. It was having a sense. His first level of understanding was having a sense of who he is and where he came from.
Top Toby Top Top Toby Top.
Special powers and all this stuff. And the next thing was the direct thing that someone said to him and did to him was bringing harm to people who brought harm to him, or to people who did him wrong, right, or wasn't doing him right. All right. You gotta think about things like that. This is the beginning. Very important stuff. Soon the room was in flames. Woo. Mewtwo, no, a scientist cried. He frantically reached for a button on the wall. Mechanical arms shot out from the wall that surrounded Mewtwo. Mewtwo countered by shooting blue light from his eyes. The light formed a giant blue bubble around Mewtwo. The bubble carried the Pokemon clone safely out of the burning room and out of the building. Mewtwo
Lucky Rot.
The building was a laboratory of some kind. Once outside, Mewtwo saw that the lab was on a small island. So it seems like he's getting knowledge from
Lucky Rot.
It seems like he's getting knowledge from people's brains, like psychic knowledge. Very cool. And then he's made from an ancient thing that had ancient knowledge, so maybe also psychic powers is connecting him to music, giving him different levels of information that he's able to accept. This is crazy stuff. I watched the movie when I was a kid, and I watched it just recently. And it's insane. It doesn't say all these things. Right? Alright, let's do this. Once outside, Mewtwo saw that the lab was on a small island. Below, angry red flames shot up from the lab. A feeling of power surged through Mewtwo like a jolt of electricity. It felt good. I might as well just read this whole book here. So officially, I haven't read this part. This is the page I stopped at. And I'm going through it very quickly because I read that, but I'm also retaining all the knowledge I'm getting. I'm not really retaining too much from the show, but I'm retaining everything from this event in Fortnite, so let's see how far I can go with this. Mewtwo saw that the lab was on a small island. Below, angry red flames shot from the lab. A feeling of power surged through Mewtwo like a jolt of electricity. It felt good. Mewtwo floated in the bubble and ran down the island's rocky shore. Mewtwo dissolved the bubble. Someone was coming. A deafening noise filled the air. Looking up, Mewtwo saw a helicopter flying overhead. The helicopter landed on the shore. A large man in a dark suit emerged from the helicopter. He carried a tan Pokemon that looked like an exotic cat. A Persian, Mewtwo thought, without knowing exactly how it knew. You're as powerful as I thought, the man said. If you come with me, I'll show you how to use that power. Together we can control the world. Why should I trust a human? Mewtwo thought. If this man was different from the scientist, he said we can control the world. He knows I am more than an experiment. He knows how powerful I am. Perhaps he can help me. Very good. Who are you, Mewtwo asked. My name is Giovanni. Woo! I lead Team Rocket, the man said. A leader? A powerful man like this would have much to offer. Mewtwo nodded. I will come with you. Mewtwo climbed into the helicopter as they flew away. The Pokemon watched the lab explode in an orange ball of fire. Wow. Chapter 2, Mewtwo is tested. Oh, so this is just like the beginning? The thing that I read before this? Oh, Pokemon Dictionary. Is there epilogue here? Prologue. Oh, that's like the note stuff of the stuff that the lab people wrote in notes before.
Banana Nanito Bandito.
Old chapter.
Banana Nanito Bandito.
1 second, chat. I don't have the headphones in right now because I don't need to hear this part. So I have my phone connected also, it'll play. Plus I just woke up, so I don't necessarily want to have my headphones in until, you know, like until people get out of school, people get off work and stuff like that. Then everyone joins the stream and I have to be attentive. But now, probably for the next hour or so, I can just kind of chill with y'all. Plus I'm live also on Instagram. Alright. Mewtwo is tested. Metal clamps tighten around Mewtwo.
Banana Nanito Bandito.
The Pokemon was in Giovanni's lab. Oh, what's up? Welcome to the thing. Jesse. Welcome to the chat. The Pokemon was in Giovanni's lab in a remote mountain region. The human had promised Mewtwo more power than it had ever dreamed of. But the human had a strange plan. We must control your power or you will destroy the world and everything in it, Giovanni had explained. This armor will protect your body and focus your power. If we control your power, we can use it to take over the world. Mewtwo was reluctant at first, but Giovanni had to be smart to get where he was. This human must know what he was doing. I will go along with him for now, Mewtwo thought. I will see what he does.
Chillin'
Mewtwo
chili.
had agreed to sit in a large metal chair. Mewtwo sat calmly as the clamps tightened. Now plates of shiny silver armor emerged from the chair. They tightened around Mewtwo's arms, its legs, its chest, even its head. You can still use your power, Giovanni said. What will I do with it, Mewtwo asked. Giovanni's eyes gleamed. You will fight. The Team Rocket leader pressed the silver button. The door opened. The giant Pokemon waited behind the door. It looked like a huge snake made of stone. Mewtwo's psychic powers told him that this rock Pokemon was called Onyx. Before Onyx could attack, Mewtwo concentrated on sending a psychic blast in its direction. Slam! The rock Pokemon tumbled to the ground. Mewtwo had defeated it in an instant. Excellent, Giovanni said, stroking the Persian cat in his lap. But we need more tests, more battles. Each day Mewtwo faced off against different Pokemon, each more powerful than the last. Each time the Pokemon clone was victorious, nothing could stop it. Mewtwo faced a herd of Tauros on an open field. The bull-like Pokemon charged at Mewtwo with their sharp horns. Mewtwo focused, causing a whirlwind to spin below their feet. The wind sent the helpless Tauros flying into the air. Mewtwo faced Alakazam, the fox-like Pokemon that some said, Fox, wow! That some said had the strongest abilities of all psychic Pokemon. It held two symbols of its amazing psychic power. Alakazam didn't even have a chance to strike. Mewtwo aimed psychic waves of blue light at Alakazam. The psychic force bent the two spoons. Alakazam was defeated. Mewtwo faced Magneton, an electric Pokemon made up of three jointed silver balls and powerful electric magnets. Magneton threw a blast of magnet energy at the Mewtwo. Mewtwo reversed the blast. The energy surrounded Magneton, sending it.
Tralalero tralala.
Not even Nidoking and Arcanine could defeat Mewtwo. Nidoking, a poison Pokemon covered with sharp spikes. And Arcanine, an agile fire Pokemon, charged Mewtwo at full force. A single blast of light sent the two flying into the air, defeated. One by one, Giovanni sent Pokemon to battle Mewtwo, and one by one, Mewtwo defeated them. At first, Mewtwo didn't mind the tests and almost enjoyed them, but as the days went by, he began to wonder what Giovanni had in mind. Tell me, human, Mewtwo said. What am I fighting for? Mewtwo and Giovanni were in the lab. Giovanni sat on the balcony high above the lab floor. Giovanni looked down at Mewtwo and smiled. You are fighting for me, of course, Giovanni said. Every Pokemon needs a human master. A human master, Mewtwo asked, but I thought we were going to rule the world as equals. Giovanni laughed. Equals? That's impossible, he said. Humans created you. You can never be equals to us. Mewtwo stared at Giovanni. This human wants to control me, Mewtwo thought, but look how far away from me he sits. He is afraid of me. You're right. I'm not a human, Mewtwo said. And I was not born a Pokemon. I was created, and my creators have used and betrayed me. This stuff is very important. What's up? Welcome to the chat, Jamon, my family. All right. What am I fighting for? Actually, no. Used and betrayed me. They thought upset. The thought upset Mewtwo, but instantly his sadness turned to anger. Sparks flew from Mewtwo's armor. I don't need a human to help me control the world, Mewtwo declared. I can do it on my own. Giovanni watched in horror as Mewtwo's eyes glowed with eerie blue light. The armor flew off Mewtwo's body. That's when Giovanni realized what had just happened, and Mewtwo's full power was unleashed. Humans may have created me, Mewtwo cried, but they would never enslave me. A blue bubble surrounded Mewtwo's body. Mewtwo floated high into the air. The Pokemon focused its psychic power, sending an explosive charge speeding through the lab. The explosion rocked the ground below. The bubble burst, and Mewtwo flew away like a speeding comet. It was time to start again. Mewtwo flew over the ocean and landed on the island where it was created. The laboratory lay around him in ruins. No matter if it would rebuild it. Mewtwo looked out over the sea. Soon I will have my revenge, it said. My revenge on all humans. Chapter 3, Ash Ketchum, Pokemon Trainer. Ash Ketchum sat down on a patch of green grass. He lifted his cap. I'm like a third of the way down to this book, or some shit, like 1/4 of the way. On a patch of green grass, he lifted his cap and ran his fingers through his brown hair. I'm tired, Ash said, and hungry. Let's stop here. I can't take another step. Ash's friend Misty shook her head. Some Pokemon trainer you are. Ash, you haven't caught any new Pokemon in a week. Ash grimaced. Ever since his 10th birthday, Ash had been on a journey as a Pokemon trainer. One day he hoped to become the best Pokemon trainer in the world. But to do that, he'd have to catch and train lots of Pokemon. Every Pokemon trainer needs to rest once in a while, said Brock, an experienced Pokemon gym leader who was traveling with Ash and Misty. I thought we should stop, too. It's a nice spot. Relieved, Ash leaned back and put his arms behind his head. It was a nice spot, Ash thought. They were on a high cliff that overlooked the ocean. The air smelled clean and salty. Pika, Pika, Ash's Pokemon. Pikachu hopped up on Ash's knees and smiled. An electric Pokemon. Pikachu was bright yellow with the pointed ears and tail shaped like a lightning bolt. I guess you like it here too, huh? Pikachu asked. Pika, Pika. A tiny Pokemon hopped up next to the Pikachu and Togepi. A rare Pokemon had hatched from the egg that Ash found. Togepi still carried the bottom half of the eggshell around its little round body. Its tiny head popped up from the top of out from the top of the shell. Tiny arms and legs stuck out from the sides and bottoms. Togi, Togi, chirped Togepi in a high voice. Pikachu jumped off Ash and ran to play.
Robinha Acerolinha.
That's fire.
Robinha Acerolinha.
That was crazy, chat. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I need a drink. Man, this in-between time in life is actually really fun. I feel like a lot of people are tripping. I got this for like Christmas or something, so let's see how it tastes. Oh, killables. So killed it in some sense. Healers. You really feel this, you think? I didn't miss it. Oh, there's something inside of it. If it is peelable, it should be easy to peel. International Taste Institute from Brussels. Superior Taste Award. I'm not really a candy guy. But this tastes like Halloween. Like the way Halloween feels is how this tastes. I'm gonna tell you what this tastes like. Airport candy. Airport candy that's been in a plane for 30 days. Like it's like the candy they serve to kids, but they re-up every 30 days, and this is the 30th day. So it's been in the air in multiple flights. Tastes exactly like something. It's making me think of memories when I was a kid. Welcome to the chat. I gotta do so much stuff, but I gotta finish this book first. I just finished all my other ones, so. It tastes like my childhood, something I did in my childhood. I'm only eating them because it makes me think of something. I'm like, what is that? Alright, let's get back to food. Pikachu jumped off Ash and ran to play with Sophie. Misty had opened up her backpack and was setting up a picnic lunch. Her red hair gleamed in the afternoon sunlight. Brock had started a small fire and was busy cooking Pokemon food in a small pot. I just take a little nap, Ash thought. He pulled his cap over his eyes. Ash's eyes were barely closed when the loud voice boomed through the clearing. Ash checked him. Ash sat up. An older teenage boy walked up to the campsite. Ash thought he looked kind of like a pirate. A scar covers his black hair. He wore a vest with no shirt underneath. Attached to the vest were red and white Pokeballs.
Odin din din dun.
Are you Ash Ketchum, the Pokemon trainer from Pallet Town? The boy asked. Ash jumped to his feet. That's me. How about a battle? The trainer challenged. Ash grabbed a Pokeball from his belt. If you're looking for a battle, you found one. Misty shook her head. I thought you couldn't take another step, she said. A Pokemon battle is a piece of cake, Ash said confidently. Be careful, Brock warned. This guy looks tough. Ash and the trainer faced each other on the open grass. The trainer grabbed the Pokeball from his vest. He threw the ball. Pokeball go, the trainer cried. There was a burst of white light and a Pokemon appeared. It was a Donphan, one of the newly discovered Pokemon. It stood on 4 sturdy legs, 2 curved thorns extending from his head. Silver armor covered his body. Go, Pokeball, Ash cried, and threw his ball. Bulbasaur, I choose you. Bulbasaur appeared in another burst of light. It looked like a small dinosaur with a plant bulb growing out of its back. Donphan started to attack. It began to spin furiously in the air, forming a wheel with its body. It sped at Bulbasaur. With a crash, it knocked into Bulbasaur and sent it flying into the air. Bulbasaur was shaken but landed on its feet. Bulbasaur's solar beam. Ash commanded. The plant bulb on Bulbasaur's back opened slightly. Tiny shimmering plant spores floated out, then a bright beam of light shot up from the bulb. Bulbasaur aimed the beam at Donphan. The solar beam slammed into Donphan. The Pokemon fainted and collapsed in a heap on the ground. You won the first round, Ash, Brock called out. Ash smiled and hugged Bulbasaur. Angrily, the trainer recalled Donphan and took it on the Pokeball from his vest. He threw the ball and the Machamp appeared. Ash knew the trainer wasn't playing around. Machamp was a tough fighting Pokemon with a muscular great body and 4 powerful arms. Bulbasaur, take a rest, Ash said. He threw another Pokeball. Squirtle, I choose you, Ash cried. A water Pokemon that looked like a turtle appeared. Squirtle almost looked too cute to defeat Machamp, but Ash knew Squirtle could do it. Machamp flew at Squirtle, aiming punches with all of its arms. Squirtle used its agility to dodge the punches. Squirtle, Bumblebee, and Ash called out. Squirtle opened its mouth. Powerful water bubbles shot out and slammed into Machamp. The bubbles were too much for Machamp. It fainted. Way to go, Squirtle, Ash said. He happily lifted Squirtle into the air. Brock and Misty cheered. That's 2 for you, Ash, Brock called out. The trainer's face was beet red. I'm not finished with you yet, he cried. The trainer threw 3 Pokeballs into the air. Pinsir appeared, a large bug Pokemon. Pinsir had a curved 2 claws on top of his head that could inflict a lot of damage. A Venomoth appeared. This flying bug Pokemon had a poisonous sting. Not many challenges could recover from its poison attack. A Golem appeared. This ground Pokemon looked like a turtle made out of rocks. It was almost impossible to damage it in battle. These guys are hard to beat, Brock said Ash. What are you going to do? The trainer glared at Ash. Pinsir, Venomoth, Golem. He called out. Attack. Chapter 4. Lovely. Oh, you like the clone Pokemon game the most? That's crazy. Shout out to Lena for joining. Shout out everybody. I love y'all, man. Chapter 4. A mysterious invitation. We're definitely 30% done with the book, so I think I might as well just finish it on stream. What you guys think? 110 pages? Let's go. Pikachu, I choose you, Ash yelled. Pikachu! Oh, Pikachu jumped high into the air. Jagged bolts of lightning exploded from Pikachu's body. Pikachu hurled the lightning at the attacking Pokemon. Zap! Pinsir collapsed in a heap. Zap! Venomoth pummeled to the ground. Zap! Golem crashed into Pinsir and Venomoth. The battle was over. I did it, Ash cried. Pikachu jumped into Ash's arms. The trainer recalled his Pokemon and stomped away. Misty shrugged. He was a weak opponent. Ash frowned. Can't you just admit that I'm getting good? Brock stepped between them. That opponent did need a little more training, Brock said. But Ash, you are getting to be a good trainer. Now let's eat. The friends sat down and began to eat at a feast of sandwiches and Pokemon food. A feast of sandwiches. No one noticed the flying Pokemon that soared above them. It was a Zero. The large bird-like Pokemon had a video camera strapped around its neck. It was sending images of Ash's Pokemon battle back to a video screen on the island in the middle of the ocean. Mewtwo Island. Mewtwo watched the images of the battle on the screen. This one is strong, Mewtwo thought, a worthy opponent. Mewtwo gestured with his paw-like hand. A large Pokemon appeared and Dragonite. It looked like a dragon with a round snout and small wings on its back. Mewtwo slipped a small flat box onto the pouch on Dragonite's back. The Dragonite flew out of the window and across the ocean. Mewtwo wasn't the only one watching Ash's Pokemon battle. A giant girl with red long hair and
Los Orcaleritos.
dark hair.
Los Horcaleritos.
Sure, that hair spider Ash from high on the nearby ledge. A small cat-like Pokemon stood next to them. It was Jesse, James, and their Pokemon Meowth, the trio of Pokemon thieves known as Team Rocket. They were intent on stealing Pikachu. So far, they had no luck. James watched Pikachu through a pair of binoculars. That was a great battle, James said. Pikachu keeps getting better and better. We'll get that Pikachu someday, Jesse said. That's right, Meowth said. We don't know the meaning of words. Give up. Other words, give up. What are they doing now? Jesse asked James. James' stomach rumbled. They're eating. It looks delicious, he said. His stomach rumbled again. I'm so hungry. We can't catch Pokemon on an empty stomach. Jessie said. She had to Meowth a frying pan. Meowth, make us some lunch, but we have no food, Meowth said. I can't make lunch out of thin air. Speaking of thin air, James said, watch out. The large Dragonite came speeding down from the sky. Woof, Dragonite knocked over Team Rocket. Next, Dragonite swooped down and flew into Ash's picnic area. Dust clouded the area as Dragonite skidded to a stop. Ash gazed in a wonder at the large Pokemon pouch. Dragonite reached into the pouch on his back and pulled up a small flat box and handed the box to Ash. The lid of the box flipped open automatically. A round laser disc began to whir. Suddenly, a three-dimensional image of a woman appeared. Whoa, she's beautiful, Brock said. She's a hologram, Ash said. The hologram began to speak. This message is for highly promising Pokemon trainers. I invite you to a party hosted by my master, the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. It would be held at the Pokemon Palace on New Island. The image of the woman disappeared, and in its place was a map. The map showed a small island surrounded by ocean. A white envelope shuddered out of Dragonite's pouch. The woman appeared again. There was a fairy waiting at the wharf to take all trainers to New Island, she said. Use the postcard to apply. Then she disappeared for the last time. Pikachu picked up the invitation and handed it to Ash. It had two boxes printed on it, one for yes, one for no. I don't get it, Misty said. Who sent this? I stretch my hands. It's still earlier. It's still earlier. BJ, what's poppin'? I don't get it, Misty. Who sent this? The world's greatest Pokemon trainer? Ash said. I wonder who he is. Or she, Misty pointed out. I don't care who sent it, Ash said. It feels good to be called a highly promising Pokemon trainer. And that woman, the hologram, was so beautiful, Brock said. He had a dreamy look in his eyes. We have to go. Misty took the postcard from Ash. Okay, then I'll check off. Yes. Misty put the postcard back in Dragonite's pouch. They watched the large Pokemon fly away. This is going to be great. Ash exclaimed. Let's go to the wharf. Dragonite flew back up into the sky, past the ledge overlooking Ash and his friends, and right into Team Rocket. That is so funny. Jesse and James pushed on Dragonite's nose. Hold it right there, James commanded. Jesse took the invitation from Dragonite's pouch. A gathering of highly promising Pokemon trainers, Jesse read. Think of all the Pokemon that would be there. James' eyes gleamed. So many Pokemon for us to steal. Meowth, I think we've got a party to crash, Meowth said. From his island tower, Mewtwo looked out at the calm ocean and slowly raised its paw and made circles in the air. Any human to oppose me must be worthy, Mewtwo thought. I must make it so that only the strongest humans will reach the island. At Mewtwo's command, the ocean waves began to rise and fall. Dark storm clouds gathered in the sky. Freezing rain poured from the clouds. Come to me, Mewtwo thought, pleased at the growing storm he was creating. Come to me if you can. Far away, something was brewing in the distant waters. A Pokemon lay sleeping in a pink bubble at the bottom of the bright blue pool. The Pokemon stirred and opened one eye. Mew, said the Pokemon. The pink bubble began to gently float up through the water. The bubble reached the surface and burst, sending Mew flying gracefully into the sky. Mew knew where it had to go. There was a rocky island in the middle of the ocean. Something there needed it. Mew had a job to do. That's really crazy. Chapter 5, Braving the Storm. Freezing rain pelted Ash as he ran down the wharf with Pikachu in his arms. Misty ran next to him, carrying Togepi and Brock. Togepi and Brock was right next to him. Crack! A bolt of thunder shook the sky. We're not going to make it, Ash shouted. A building stood at the end of the wharf. That must be the wharf house, Brock said. We're almost there. Ash struggled against the rain and wind to reach the safety of the shelter. With an exhausted grunt, he pulled open the door. The door opened into a large room with many windows that overlooked the wharf. Ash couldn't believe his eyes. The room was crammed with Pokemon trainers and their Pokemon. Look, there's a kingler, Ash said, pointing to a large tail-like Pokemon with a sharp claw. A yellow Pokemon with black lightning bolts on his body, spared by cruel and Electabuzz. A loud voice carried over the cloud in the room. What do you mean the fairy's not going out? Ash spun around. Wow, that feels great. I need to configure this with a comfort thing. Like if I can put padding around it. Ash spun around. A young female police officer named Jenny was blocking the entrance to the ferry dock. Next to her was an older woman in an official-looking blue suit. The voice belonged to a tall... The voice belonged to a tall, stocky Pokemon trainer with a short black hair. He wore a red tank top and yellow shorts. Ash thought he looked like a surfer. I am Fergus, one of the greatest Pokemon trainers in the world, he said. I have to get to that island. I have an invitation. A pretty teenage girl with shoulder-length hair stepped up to the next to Fergus. He's not the only one. I'm going to the island too. You're not keeping me away either, said another trainer. This one is a skinny, older boy with messy dark hair. Me too, Ash said silently to himself. Officer Jenny held up her hand. Settle down, everyone. This woman is in charge of the wharf. The woman in the blue suit stepped up to the wharf. My name is Miranda. I know these waters better than anyone, and I can tell you right now that there's no one getting anywhere. I've never seen a hurricane as bad as this. It's as bad as the legendary Pokemon. The legendary storm. Ash turned to Brock and Misty. Legendary? What legend? Ash, you don't know anything. Don't you know anything, Misty? Ash? Food break. Huh? What's poppin'? J-Mon, what's poppin'? I know. Oh, I Nerd Clothing. The LLC itself. What's poppin', brother? I'm locked in right now. You got here perfectly during the food break. What's in there? Just reading. I did a live here last time and it went crazy, so. And I only read the book for like 10 minutes. So now it's like I'm about to read the whole book on stream. Crazy, bro. Plus, this is like my positivity page. So, I want to kind of push that type of stuff. Getting knowledge, finishing stuff, you know, having fun. Yeah. And I had these kind of in my house. I don't eat candy, but I got this for Christmas. And I've just been looking at it the whole, like, what, 4 months now? So I'm eating it. That's what I do. I just keep it pushing in life, you know? Keep it going. But shout out to I Know Clothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm live on YouTube right now for Fortnite. I'm gonna go crazy later. You feel me? What you got going, man? No, now it's but this shit tastes like a movie theater in 1999. What did you say? taking a little reading break. 1 minute maybe. Watching One Piece. I never watched it before. So. It's going viral right now. I might as well
Banana nanito bandito.
Whatever. I get why it's viral though. Wow. She's talking about the legend of the storm at the beginning of time. Brock nodded. It's an old story. A storm wiped out all life on Earth except for a few Pokemon. In their sorrow, the remaining Pokemon wept. Their tears rained down in the world and restored the lives lost in the storm. Pokemon tears? That's the craziest story I've ever heard, Ash said. Fergus folded his arms defiantly. A storm doesn't scare me, I can handle it. Miranda shook her head. As the guardian of this sport, I can't send you off into such danger. I'm sorry, but the ferry will not be crossing. Officer Jenny said firmly. Ash's heart sank. Going to this island seemed like it could be the most exciting adventure ever. And now it was over before it even began. Ash scanned the faces of other trainers. Most of them looked disappointed, but some just seemed more determined than ever. Fergus took a Pokeball from his pocket. No problem for my Pokemon. They're all strong in water. Fergus cried. He just watched across the ocean. Fergus held the Pokeball past Miranda's head over the dock and into the water. A Gyarados appeared in a blaze of light. This water Pokemon resembled the giant sea serpent. The appearance of the Gyarados startled Miranda and Jenny. Fergus saw his chance. He sped past them and jumped. It's time. Onto Gyarados' back. So long, he yelled as he rode off into the storm. Wait, Miranda called after him. If your Pokemon get injured, there's no way to help them. The Pokemon Center is closed. What do you mean, Ash? Officer Jenny pointed to a poster on the wall. It was Nurse Joy. She and her cousin took care of injured Pokemon at the Pokemon Center all over the world. Nurse Joy disappeared 1 week ago, Officer Jenny explained. No one knows where she is. Brock gazed at the poster. She's so beautiful, he said.
Tralalero tralala.
You know she...
Ecco cavallo virtuoso.
You know she looks familiar, like I've seen her somewhere before. Misty sighed. Brock, of course, you've seen her before. There's a Nurse Joy in every city. They all look the same. Brock didn't seem to hear her. She's so beautiful, he repeated. So I could hear her. Suddenly, the sound of flapping wings filled the air. Ash looked up. The skinny train and was flying out into the storm on a flying Pokemon, a Pidgeotto. The brown-haired girl was also making a break for it. She ran up to the dock and jumped into the back of a Dewgong, a white water Pokemon. Officer Jenny ran after them. Stop or you're under arrest, she called out. Miranda put an arm on Officer Jenny's shoulder. There's no way to stop them. They're Pokemon trainers. Adventurers. If they were quitters, they wouldn't be here in the first place. Determined. Ash turned to Brock and Misty. I'm no...
Banana nanito bandito.
Ash ran out into the dock. The rain lashed at his face. The storm... Ash said.
Il mastodontico telepiedone planetario.
This dude just said, there's no way, Brock said. It isn't safe to make our Pokemon carry us there. You heard what Officer Jenny said. If they're injured, there's no Pokemon Center. It's not right. Ash stared down at his sneakers. You're right, Brock. I guess there's something we can do. Excuse me, sir. But are you looking to cross these waters? Ash snapped to attention. A large wooden boat had pulled up to the dock. Two people were rowing the boat. They were dressed like Vikings in furs and hats with horns in them. On the front of the boat was a figurehead of a Viking maiden with braids and a long gown. Ash blinked. The figurehead looked strangely like a cat like Pokemon. So would you like a ride or not? When the Vikings asked. Ash eyed the boat suspiciously. Can this thing really make it? I have trained in the waters of the Amazon, the Vikings said. Rough waters are my specialty. Ash turned to his friends. Let's do it. It's our only way. Pikachu looked nervous. It looks dangerous, Misty said. She held Togepi tightly. But I really want to go to the island, too. Alright then, Brock said. All aboard! Ash and his team climbed into the boat and sat on wooden benches. The Vikings used long oars to row the boat. The waves were rough. The boat bounced up and down on the rocking waves. These are the roughest waves I've ever seen, Misty remarked. Suddenly the ship's figurehead spoke. They're about to get rougher. Look. A giant wave towered high above them. There was no escaping it. The wave crashed down on the boat. Salt water stung Ash's eyes. When he opened them, he saw that the water had washed away the Vikings' hats and furs. Surprised, they weren't Vikings at all. Team Rocket. Team Rocket, Ash cried. He looked at the figurehead and meowed. Jessie grinned and Eva grinned. That's right, she said. Prepare for trouble to make it. James began. There's no time for that, Meow cried. Another tidal wave is coming. Ash braced himself for a second wave, longer than the first. Crashed on the boat. The wave was just too powerful. Ash struggled to hold on. It was
Akulini
the wave
Kaktusini.
turned the boat upside down, plunging them all into the stormy ocean. Chapter 6. New Island. This seems like it's almost halfway. 40%. Ash grabbed Pikachu as the force of the waves sent him deep into the ocean. Ash knew they couldn't survive the rough waters on their own. I'm starting to get tired now from reading so much. I guess I haven't read this fast and this much in like a very long time. I usually read in my head. So this is kind of crazy. Very tired actually. And I just ate like a lot of sugar. I didn't eat that much sugar that quick usually. But a lot is going on right now. Ash grabbed Pikachu as the force of the waves sent him deep into the ocean. Ash knew they couldn't survive the rough waters on their own. Reaching for his belt, Ash pulled off a Pokeball and pushed the button. Squirtle, his water Pokemon, appeared. Ash and Pikachu held on to Squirtle's back. There wasn't much time. His lungs felt like they would burst. Squirtle swam up to the surface. Ash and Pikachu gasped for air. Rain lashed at their faces. Ash struggled to keep their heads above water. Misty and Brock's heads were above the water, too. They were hanging into Misty. Starmie, a water Pokemon that looked like a large starfish. These waves are too rough, Ash called. Out over the world of the ocean, we'll have to go underwater, Misty.
Tralalero tralala.
Ash knew she was right. If they stayed on the rough surface, the waves would keep pounding them. They'd never get anywhere. Ash took deep breaths in the air, then dived with Squirtle Pikachu under the waves. Misty and Brock swam ahead of them. The black waters turned and heated around them. Squirtle fought against the strong current to swim forward. Ash held on his wings to fill, but he needed air. He tapped Squirtle's back. Squirtle nodded and swam back to the surface. Misty Starmie did the same. Cold air filled Ash's lungs. He opened his eyes. All at once, calm water surrounded them. No waves crashed against them. No rain fell from the sky. Ash looked up. He and his friends inside a wide circle of whirling winds, but the sky above them was clear and calm. A full moon shone brightly overhead. We're in the eye of the storm, Misty said. We're safe for now, Ash said. But what's next? Pikachu pointed ahead. Pikachu, a dim yellow light burned through the foggy darkness. It wasn't far away. That could be coming from New Island, Ash said excitedly. There's only one way to find out, Brock said. He began to swim in the direction of the light. Swimming in the calm water was much easier than swimming in the storm. The light grew brighter and brighter. Soon Ash could make out a long wooden dock jutting out into the water. The light was coming from a lantern. Ash and the others swam closer. Now Ash could see a figure holding the lantern. It was a woman, the woman from the hologram. Ash climbed up onto the dock and pulled Pikachu and Squirtle up with him. Misty called to Starmie and stood on the dock, cradling a frightened Togepi. Brock stared at the woman holding the lantern. She wore a white box-shaped hat and a long, old-fashioned red dress with puffy sleeves. Red hair hung in long braids down her back. So you have arrived. Wow, I started reading slow because I was daydreaming. Isn't that crazy? You have arrived. The one that said in a soft, dreamy voice, please show me your invitation. Ash took the flat box out of his dripping wet knapsack. You mean this? Jamon, thanks for coming to the chat. ASAP Mello, thanks for coming up to the chat. Oh, is that ASAP, like ASAP Rocky? That's crazy. Isn't ASAP over? You gotta change your name, slime. Keep up, slime ball. The box opened the hologram appeared. These strangers have come by invitation, the hologram said. You may let them in. Rock couldn't take his eyes off the one, but I knew you looked familiar, he said. You know, Joy. You know, Joy. Joy, the woman asked. Brock turned to Ash. His nurse Joy, the one whose poster we saw at the war. Now that you mention it, they do look alike, Misty said. The woman was confused. I don't know what you mean, she said. I have lived in the castle since my birth. She turned away. Please follow me. Ash and the others followed her down the long dock. The island was rocky and covered with gray boulders. A tall tower topped with windmill sat in the middle of the island. That must be Pokemon Palace, Ash said. Some palace, Misty said. It looks more like a haunted castle. Ash thought Misty was right. This place is definitely creepy. The dock led to a tunnel cut. Cut into the rock. The woman's lantern
Top
barely
Toby, top, top Toby,
lit up
top.
the dark passageway. Slimy water dripped from the tunnel walls. What are we getting into? Misty asked into a harsh whisper. I don't know, Ash said, but we'll find out soon enough. Soon the lantern shone on two large gray doors. Ash jumped back into the doors as the door swung open in front of them. The doors revealed a large, long hall, a huge banquet table filled with the center of the room. A spiral staircase curved up to the top of the tower. Torches on the walls cast a bright glow. 3 Pokemon trainers sat at the table. Ash recognized them from the war. Now all the trainers worthy of the audience with their mascot arrived, the woman said. Only 3, Misty asked, but there were so many at the war. Only the trainers capable of braving the storm would prove themselves worthy of the mascot, the woman said. Brock looked thoughtful. You mean the storm of the test? The woman ignored him. Let your Pokemon out of the Pokeballs and have a seat, she said. You're a chosen trainer. Chosen for what? Ash said. But the woman walked out of the room. Ash shrugged. I guess we'll know soon. He took a Pokeball from his belt and released his Pokeball. Brock released his full picture, reddish brown fire Pokemon with a fox. Misty released her side deck of yellow water Pokemon that waddled like a duck. They stepped into the hall. So you made it too, said one of the trainers. Ash recognized him as Fergus. The trainers had argued with the Wharf Master. The other trainer spoke up, the skinny one with the messy hair. I'm Corey, I made it too, he said. A hurricane is a breeze from my Pidgeotto. Corey pointed to Pidgeotto, who flew over the top of over the group of Pokemon. Corey also had a Venusaur, the most evolved form of Bulbasaur. There was Hitmonlee, a fighting Pokemon with a powerful kick. He also had a Sandslash, a ground Pokemon, a Rhyhorn, which looked like a rhinoceros. Wow, cool. And a Scyther, a flying bug Pokemon with a sharp curved claws. Wow, I said, that's a nice Pokemon collection. Fergus interrupted. Well, I rolled over on my Gyarados. My Pokemon can't be beat. Ash looked over Fergus's Pokemon. The giant Gyarados floated in a pool with other water Pokemon. Golduck, the evolved form of Psyduck, Tentacool, a poison water Pokemon. Vaporeon, the evolved water form of a Pokemon called Eevee. And Seadra, a Pokemon that looked like a powerful seahorse. Rounding up the group of water Pokemon was a Nidoking, a ground Pokemon with a mean poisonous sting. The third trainer walked up and shook Ash's hand. She was a brown-haired girl from the Wharf. I'm Nisha, she said. I chased the storm on my Dugong. These are my Pokemon. Nisha had a puppy named Wigglytuff, which could sing a mysterious song. A Blastoise, the evolved from a Squirtle, and a Vileplume, a poison grass Pokemon looked like a mushroom or a flower. She also had some of the world's most beautiful Pokemon.
Tralalero, tralala.
A furry white Ninetales with 9 bushy flowing tails and a Rapidash, a white horse-like Pokemon with a flaming... Oh.
Top Toby, top, top Toby, top.
Watch this one. I'm gonna remember this personally. She also had some of the world's most beautiful Pokemon, because you are about to start naming things. A furry white Ninetales with 9 bushy flowing tails, and then the other colon. What is that called? Oh yeah. I can't remember. That. I logged that. And a Rapidash, a white horse that Pokemon with a flaming tail. the first thing says he's gonna name more than one thing. This is the in between sign of the two things that were named. So I'm gonna remember that for my writing in the future. That's a great collection too. Ash was impressed inside. He was also a little nervous. He was gonna have to battle all these trainers. He knew they would be as tough to beat. And whatever the world's greatest Pokemon trainer, could Ash beat him too? He wasn't so sure. The woman from the hologram stepped back into the room. Sorry to have kept you waiting, she said. The world's greatest Pokemon trainer will now make himself known. Suddenly, a bright light illuminated a large cube at the end of the room. Blue flew and filled the tube. The Pokemon in the room tensed for battle. Pikachu and Togepi hid behind Ash's legs. Ash watched in amazement as the figure floated down the tube. The figure didn't look human at all. It looked like a Pokemon. The Pokemon floated out of the bottom of the tube and landed gently on the ground. It was tall, cat-like Pokemon with powerful muscles in his arms and legs and a long curved tail. A Pokemon it can be, the trainer fluttered. Meet the world's strongest Pokemon trainer and the world's most powerful Pokemon. The woman announced, "This is Mewtwo." So far, Chapter 7.
Bulbito bandito,
We might
trattorito.
even be past halfway. Or maybe this is exactly halfway. Mewtwo's psychic power. Woo! Mewtwo, Ash repeated. He stared in awe at the powerful Pokemon. Fergus rose from his chair. I actually have to go play basketball after this. I wonder if I have enough energy. Maybe I should eat first. I don't know. Maybe I'll go play for 10 minutes. Wait, keep trying Wi-Fi. What? No. It's really not even serious. Bro, whatever, bro. I'll turn my Wi-Fi off one day. I know, oh my god. Okay. I got so much stuff to do. I'm gonna have to wait till. I just gotta go one by one every day. It's like, no matter what, we're gonna be good. Like, multiple stuff has to be done every day. Because if I'm gonna be getting all these opportunities and stuff, and all these other opportunities are gonna be available, then I need to be doing every single thing. And then why is this one disconnecting? What happened to the Wi-Fi? What the? Now I gotta get my own Wi-Fi now. This is the worst, bro. I've just been making crazy moves. Like if something like this happens, I fix it immediately. Oh, I bought this place. It's incredible. Now the Wi-Fi box that it comes with is not good enough for me. It crashes too much and stuff. Now I gotta go buy my own. So usually I would go do that day one, but I already did it last year. I gotta do it again. What the fuck is that? Just internet, bro. Knock it off. Let's have it. Welcome to the chat. We locked in. The stream just went off, bro. The internet went down on all the different lives. But I'm still live here on YouTube, and I'm still live here on Instagram. Crazy, bro. Everything went off. So weird. But we reading with the chat today locked in. Oh, finally I'm done with this candy. It tastes like a past memory. This tastes like I used to have psychic powers, and I forgot until I remembered just now. But I'm like remembering that I forgot. It says I'm in sleep mode. Who okayed that? I'm gonna pull up with a blunt.
Los tralaleritos.
Yeah. Super weird stuff is going on right now. See, this one didn't move though. This one's really good. This one and this one. Yeah, see? I think it's the year. Because this PS5 is new and this phone is newer than this phone and this TV. Isn't that crazy? I'm a technology guy, so I'll be noticing stuff like that. That's really crazy. It's weird that like years do stuff. It's so much we don't know about technology. So, yeah. I just finished that candy, guys. That's really good because it's been in my house since and it's kind of like a art piece in furniture at the same time. In the way it takes up space, it's like a memory of something, but it's not furniture or an art piece. So you have to like get it done. You have to eat it. It's food. You eat it. You know. If you have pins, you don't just put up with pins. You like. Well, I guess you can, but then you have to buy like a pin case. You can't just have a bunch of pins. We're gonna put them on top of something. A table, like the table's not for pins. It's for table stuff. Whatever. Everything's been working, dog. I don't know how. Like day by day, I figured one more thing out. Like that was a general space thing. It's very obvious to some people. Mind you, this is not common knowledge. It's very obvious that if you start buying pins at shows or events, after a while you're gonna have a lot of pins. But then when you get to those pins, you realize you just put your first one on your dresser, then you put the second one on your dresser. But you've already had dresser stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have like jewelry there. After a while you realize that you've never been organized. And I've lived with a whole bunch of people like that. Who like you realize one day that they've never been organized. Like probably in their whole life. So one thing a day. So starting with the book goes from the pile of books into the library of all the books that I finished. Boom. And then at a certain point, there's no more books. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no extra space left. There's one book getting read a day. That's the thing. You read one book a day, eat an apple a day. You know what I mean? What's other things people don't do? You should brush your teeth one time a day at least. People don't do that. You should shower one time a day at least. People don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Things like this, bro. But that's the reason why I do what I do, because the more I help people, the more I realize that people actually need help and they don't know what is going on. Even I realize when I'm out in public, or just in the public eye, even like this, people are often confused. Probably like a good 10% of people are often confused, and they're like, well, what's even happening? What's going on? And it's like, This is kind of what success looks like. This is what consistency looks like. Like, you're probably used to not having to figure out stuff because you're basic. Chapter 7, Mewtwo's Psychic Powers. Mewtwo, Ash repeated. He stared in awe at the powerful Pokemon. Fergus rose from his chair. A Pokemon can't be a Pokemon trainer. This is ridiculous. Is that so wrong? Mewtwo said calmly. As Mewtwo spoke, the woman spoke the same words at the same time. It's like she's under Mewtwo's control, Ash thought, amazed. She's like a puppet, Mewtwo glared at Fergus. The Pokemon? Oh, look at this. This is so cool. The Pokemon's eyes glowed with a bright blue light. Mewtwo aimed the light at Fergus. The blue light surrounded Fergus and lifted the trainers high into the air. Wow. The other Pokemon trainers gasped in amazement. Carried by the blue light, Fergus floated higher and higher to the ceiling. Let him down, Ash demanded. Mewtwo whirled his hand around in a flash. The blue light sent Fergus spinning across the room. So this is actually crazy because he was enslaved. Now you realize that the people who took him from the enslaved still wanted to enslave him, just lied to him. And you realize by the person who was bigger than the other person before, the bigger person was scared of him. So what does that make everybody else? So now he knows he's powerful. Now he's more powerful than everyone. So why was he enslaved? Because of his power. Not because he did anything with it, because he could, possibly. I'm not saying nothing, but I am. Let him down, Ash demanded. Mewtwo rolled his hand around in a flash. Blue light sent Fergus spinning around the room in a splash. He landed in the pool with his water ball. Fergus stood up. So you using psychic power, are you? Fergus said. No problem. Gyarados attacked. The gigantic Pokemon lifted his long neck from the pool and faced Mewtwo. Gyarados, Hammer Beam. Fergus commanded. Gyarados opened his large mouth. A powerful beam of golden yellow light shot out. The Pokemon aimed the full force of the beam on Mewtwo. Mewtwo calmly had out one hand. This is Mewtwo, the most powerful Pokemon ever created. Wow. Man, that looks so cool. These are legendary pictures I've never seen, and they only come in this book. Wow. Well, these are the original, like, this book is from 1997, and these are the original stuff. And don't worry, the book was already messed up when I found it. (1997). A clone of the legendary Mewtwo created by scientists in the lab is not These pictures are so fire. You gotta get this book though for me to show you pictures. But I'll give you an example. So there's no pictures except in the middle of the book, right? So this has to be the middle. Oh wow, so Mew is following Team Rocket the whole time because he thinks they're funny. And they're not the best, so they obviously need help. Brock, Ash, Pikachu, Misty, and Sugar, Lennox, I don't know who looks like a lot like that. You two should look at your power set. With more panic. It was good for one. Wow, that's cool. Mewtwo uses special black and silver Pokeballs to capture the trainer Pokemon in combat. And it kind of looks like an eye. Wow, we've never seen these balls from the original movie. And then Pokemon has years of lore, that can go on forever. Oh my god. Pikachu's so good. I'm so sugar high right now, by the way. I think that's why I crashed earlier.
La vaca
Oh,
Saturno
face off in
Saturnita.
midair. It's good stuff. Wow, that is so good. It gives you like the whole story in one simple, in literally 7 pages. Like actually. Alright. Mewtwo calmly had out one hand. It caught the beam and reflected it right back at Gyarados. Slam! The beam collided with a giant sea serpent. Gyarados toppled over, crashing into the pool with a loud splash. A hush filled the room. Mewtwo has just defeated one of the most powerful Pokemon in the world. Ash thought. Gyarados couldn't even fight back. Mewtwo looked at the fallen Gyarados with satisfaction. Then it turned and raised a hand behind the woman who had been assisting him. I have no further need of you, Mewtwo said coolly. The woman reeled and collapsed to the floor in a heap. Brock ran to her side. Her hat flew to the ground, revealing her full face for the first time. Nurse Joy, Brock said, it is you. Nurse Joy glanced around the room with a dazed look in her eyes. Where am I? She asked. What am I doing here? Mewtwo spoke. I brought you from the Pokemon Center to help me here. Having someone around who knew Pokemon physiology was very convenient. You have been quite useful, but you don't remember.
Ecco cavallo virtuoso.
Nurse Joy shook her head. Brock stood up. He looked angry. Who gave you the right to do this to her? Mewtwo shrugged. I am the most powerful creature in the world. I can manipulate humans.
Banana Nanito Bandito.
Fine. Mewtwo is the most powerful creature he had ever seen. He wasn't sure what Mewtwo was planning to do. He wasn't sure if he could stop it either. Chapter 8. Yeah, we're well past the middle. Team Rocket's discovery. While Ash and the others faced Mewtwo in the tower, Mew, the legendary Pokemon from the Pink Bubble, reached New Island after journeying to his peaceful home. Curious, Mew flew around the tower. The blades of the windmill moved gently. Mew stared, fascinated, smiling. Mew hopped on the moving blades. Mew wasn't the only one visiting New Island. A few minutes earlier, Jesse and James and Meow, Team Rocket had washed up in the shore. James struggled to his feet, water dripped from his hair. Team Rocket has made it once again, he said. Now let's go surprise all of those Pokemon trainers and their wonderful Pokemon. Jesse and Meow followed James along the rocky coast to the base of the tower. 2 large metal doors marked the entrance. Jesse pointed at the doors. They're locked, Jesse said. There's no way in. Yes, there is, James said. He pointed to a hole above the metal tower wall. I gotta put the TV back on. I gotta do so many things at once or I get so bored. Unless I'm super chill and like chilling in the woods somewhere, then I don't really get bored. Everything's chill, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully the internet is back. Doesn't really seem like it. I'm gonna have to just do that stuff later. Well, I guess one thing at a time. Can I say quit complaining? Yes, there is, James said. He pointed down a hole above the tower wall. Water trickled from the hole and looked like some kind of sewer or drainage pipe. Count me out, Meow said. I'm no river rat. Quit complaining, Jesse scolded. Team Rocket scaled the tower wall, flying behind them. Mew watched like a curious kitten. Mew followed as Jesse, James, and Meow crawled into the hole. The pipe was wide enough for them to stand up. Jesse took a flashlight from his belt. He led the way as they walked through the dark pipe. Soon, just a spotlight illuminated a light on the wall. This looks like a way in, Jesse said. Let's go. Team Rocket climbed up the ladder. A round metal plate covered a hole in the ceiling above them. Jesse pushed the heavy plate aside, and they hoisted themselves up through the hole. Team Rocket gazed at the dimly lit room, computers and strange-looking machines lined the walls. The strangest of all was a giant machine in the center of the room. A long conveyor belt led the hole in the wall into a metal chamber filled with mechanical hands. The metal chamber led into an even bigger chamber that looked like a coiled snail shell. Several tubes filled with blue-green fluid snaked out of the machine like glass tendrils. What is this place? Meow asked. Jesse and James were too stunned to answer. They got closer to the tube Inside near the tubes were Pokemon, shooting Pokemon. This was a dinosaur, Meow said. Here's a live story. James said Jesse. James stood in front of one tube. He held a flying Pokemon that looked like a large lizard. This one looks like a Charger, Meow said. At least, I think so. I've never seen Pokemon this condition before. Jesse backed away from the tube, maybe to try to find out. Oh, whoa. Jesse stumbled backwards into the computer keyboard. A large computer screen flashed on behind him. James and Meow scattered on the screen. Mew flew behind them, unseen. A strange-looking machine appeared on the screen. It looked like a machine in the room. I'm recording this message from the Pokemon cloning laboratory on New Island to the voice from the computer. This machine you see was created to make copies of Pokemon. Clones. The picture of the machine faded from the screen. Oh, is that what Damon was talking about? Clones? Oh my god. The screen. A photo took its place. It looked like an ancient cave drawing. It was a small cat-like Pokemon Team Rocket had never seen before. The computer voice continued. For our first copy, we used a fossilized eyebrow from the Pokemon Mew. The eyebrow was discovered deep in the jungle. Amazon with the Mew, Meow discovered. We used Mew's DNA to create a new Pokemon. Wondered. But the copy we produced was far from normal. Mewtwo was too powerful and incredibly violent. Knowing his copy would include the past immediately. Static clouded the picture of the screen and communicated to mine. So this is the laboratory that was destroyed just we have. If it is, then we'll fix it. I said. Meow kicked the computer. This piece of stuff isn't good. Hey, wait, the computer screen was flashed back on. A weird sound filled the room as the machine came to life. Two mechanical hands reached out and grabbed me out. They dropped the Pokemon onto the conveyor belt. Oh no, James cried. He leapt into the conveyor belt and grabbed me out. Jesse grabbed into James. Together they pulled me out of the clutches of the mechanical hands. Ouch, Meow cried. The hands pulled 3 hairs from me out of the tail. My hair, give it back. Team Rocket rolled around with the voice. Really continued. Only a small amount of Pokemon DNA and some copy sample. There, 3 hairs appeared on the computer screen. Those hairs, Jesse said, I think they're Meow. The image of the hair faded. Now I think the Meow appeared. Meow, I don't like this one bit. Meow struggled. Another wearing sound filled the room. One of the tubes attached to the machine began to glow brightly. Team Rocket watched the small Pokemon pile on the machine and into the tube. The Pokemon floated on the tube and rested at the bottom. Jesse, James, and Meow ran through the thing. A sleeping Meow floated in the blue-green liquid and having dove into his hands. It's a copy of Meow, Jesse exclaimed. Meow covered his eyes. It can't be Meow cloned. I've been cloned. Chapter 9, The 3 Clones. Look how small that is, and we just started. In the room above the lab, Mewtwo faced the trainers and their Pokemon. Corey stepped up to Mewtwo. You're a Pokemon, he said. You must respect humans. Mewtwo looked at Corey scornfully. Humans created me. Someone wanted to tempt me. Another wanted me to serve them. I will serve no humans. I am more powerful than any of you. So you think Pokemon are better than humans? Like that. Mewtwo shook his head. Pokemon are no good either. They have allowed humans to rule the world. They have allowed themselves to become separate. Pikachu ran from behind Ash. Pikachu repeated. Pikachu said excitedly. Mewtwo translated Pikachu's words. You said you're not a servant. You're with the trainer because you want to be. Pikachu replied. Mewtwo looked thoughtful for a moment. Then its face clouded. It glared at Pikachu and you're wrong. You're weak if you need to be with humans. Mewtwo's eyes glowed with blue light. It aimed a second blast at Pikachu. The blast sent Pikachu flying backwards. Ash jumped behind Pikachu, stopping its flight. They crashed to the floor. Misty scored on the Bulbasaur ran to Ash and Pikachu. Ash slowly sat up. He was stunned but okay. Pikachu was fine too. Ash started to his feet and faced Mewtwo. You can't do this to my Pikachu cried. Corey was angry too. If you're cookie, man, then I can capture you with the Pokemon. So go right home. Okay, Pokemon. Go right home. The powerful Roundhorn charged on Mewtwo. Ash had to take his fight. Pikachu broke through the damage to match the range of his long sharp horn. Mewtwo stood calmly against the charge. It grabbed Roundhorn's horn in one hand and hung up Roundhorn backwards. Boost crashes to the brink of the table and fell into the floor. Roundhorn first fight. Meow people went by. It's no use, Mewtwo said. I was going from the Pikachu Pokemon to find. There's only one way to find out if that's true. Ash said, are you sure you want to find out? I said, Mewtwo. Ash stood firm. You bet I do fine. A blue glow surrounded his hand. In the laboratory below, Team Rocket watched as the tubes began to glow with blue light. Behind them, you watched too. All at once, the sleeping Pokemon clones began to stir. Blastoise was the first to open his eyes. The bottom of the tube was open and... What's up? Welcome to the chat. I'm reading some Instagram right now. I just saw the chat at the side of my eye.
Shout out to YouTube locking in right now. My internet is fried, bro. Some real weirdo twisted shit. So, give me a second, man. All my stuff stopped, which is so not fair, but it's life. It's life, so keep dancing. Alright, we just hit 100% on that phone. Charge this one. Boom. Butler added me, but I didn't say we were friends, so I don't think I can trust him. Like, you know, like if someone adds you without you saying they're friends, like that's like walking up to someone and saying, "What's up?" And they're like, "What's up?" And then you're just like, "What's your Instagram?" It's like, I'm a male. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're my friend when I say you're my friend. You can't just be like, "Yo, add me." I haven't even fucking talked to you. I'm not adding your ass. Lock in, twin. I'm tired of these brainless people being all up in my airwaves. They all up in my airwaves. Yo, user, make sure you subscribe. I only follow people who subscribe. Oh yeah. In the laboratory below, Team Rocket watched as the tubes began to glow with blue light. But behind them, Mew watched too. All at once, the sleeping Pokemon clones began to stir. Blastoise was the first to open its eyes. The bottom of the tube opened up and deposited Blastoise onto the floor. Blastoise stood tall. Two water guns popped out from under its tail.
Malame Amarale.
Blastoise, it said in a deep voice. Next, a Charizard popped out of the tube. This Pokemon looked like an ordinary Charizard with wings and a long flaming tail, but its leathery skin was covered with brown zigzags. The clone Charizard flapped its wing and shot a blast of fire from its mouth. Finally, the tube ejected a Venusaur, the huge blue-green beast opened its mouth and let out a mighty roar. Suddenly, the clone Pokemon stopped. They turned their heads as if hearing some unseen voice. Then, one by one, they stomped through the doors of the lab. Mew watched with interest. Mew, it said. The pink Pokemon flew after them and right past Team Rocket. Team Rocket watched the lab doors close. What just happened here? Asked Meowth. I think those were copies of Pokemon made in the lab, Jesse said. And that was a Mew, the legendary Pokemon we saw on the computer screen. James added. Should we go after them? Jesse asked. Meowth answered her. I think Team Rocket is nice and safe right now. Upstairs in the main hall, Ash and the trainers watched in amazement as three large holes on the floor opened up. One by one, three clone Pokemon rose to the floor on platforms. The trainer's Pokemon looked at the copies and shrunk back in fear. I have created the evolved forms of the Pokemon that are sought by any would-be Pokemon traders. Mewtwo explained. Blastoise is the evolved form of Squirtle. Venusaur is the evolved form of Bulbasaur. Charizard is the evolved form of Charmander. I've got a Venusaur too, Corey said. His name is Brute Root. With a grunt, Brute Root stepped up to Corey's side. And don't forget my Blastoise, Shell Shocker, Nisha said. Shell Shocker stepped up next to Nisha. Its water gun's ready to go. Ash threw a Pokeball, and it may not have a nickname, but I've got a Charizard. Ash's Charizard appeared in a blaze of light. Charizard took one look at Mewtwo and shot a powerful blast from his mouth at the Pokemon. Charizard, if you watch the show, hands down coolest Pokemon. He's like barely even in the show because he's so fucking cool. Dude goes on a fucking like, we'll talk about it. Mewtwo didn't move. The flames surrounded Mewtwo that instantly turned to ice. The icicles clattered harmlessly to the floor. Char, said Charizard with frustration. Charizard, I didn't give you any battle commands yet, Ash said. No matter how hard he tried, Ash couldn't control this Pokemon. Sometimes Charizard obeyed him, but most of the time it didn't. Mewtwo waved his hand. The wall behind dissolved
Top
to
Toby
reveal
Top
the
Top Toby Top.
gym outside the hall. The gym filled a huge open courtyard in the center. Oh, it's a chocolate event. That's actually so flame. It's lit. Watch, the owner's gonna hit me up and he'll be like, yo, my bad. The internet was down for a long time today. Why the fuck is the internet always down? Like, how does that even make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like weird. That's like hitting me up and being like, oh yeah, the water's out today. What do you mean, like, the water's out? Like, you can only use 10% of the water today. I'm cleaning the pipes. Like, why is my pipes always bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. It's not the pipes. It's just a box. And it's just some internet. But it's like, why does my internet not work? Like, that shouldn't be a possibility. Like, stuff like that is like what like the average person deals with. I'm like so not average. So I feel like being forced into people's lower expectations. It's like the general consensus. Anyway, on to the next. Pokemon waved its hand. The wall behind dissolved to reveal a huge Pokemon gym outside. Oh, my bad. The hall filled with a huge open courthouse in the center of Pokemon Palace. Electric lights illuminated the battle lines on the gym floor. Enough games. Mewtwo said with a sob. Let's see what your Pokemon can do. I kinda gotta listen for this, cause I don't know how I would be sure to not. Chapter 10, the first battle. I feel like I kind of have to finish this now. It's like only 20 pages, so we got this. Mewtwo and the clone Pokemon Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard are lined up at one end of the gym. At the other end, Corey stood next to the Brute his Venusaur. Nisha stood next to Shell Shocker, her Blastoise, and Ash stood next to Charizard. Misty, Brock, and the others watched from the sidelines. So who would be my first opponent? Mewtwo asked. Corey stepped forward. Nice. I am overconfident. I was overconfident before, Corey admitted, but this time I'm ready. Brute go. Brute stomped to the center of the gym. Mewtwo. Bro, internet's out. Fried. Center of the gym, Mewtwo's clone Venusaur stomped down and faced it. Brute Root, Razor Leaf, Umio commanded. The giant green leaves attached to Brute Root's back spun off and whipped around in the air. They flew at the clone Venusaur with tremendous force. I gotta actually pull this down. Venusaur vine went. Mewtwo ordered. Toothed green vines shot out of the plant bulb at the top of the cloned Venusaur's back. The vines pushed the attacking leaves out of the way. Then they reached out and surrounded Corey's Brute Root. Brute Root struggled to break the grip of the vines. They were too strong. Mewtwo's Venusaur used the vines to throw Brute Root across the gym. It hit the wall with a sickening thud. There was no way you can win, Mewtwo bragged. I have engineered these Pokemon so that their special attacks are more powerful than those of ordinary Pokemon. Nisha stepped into the battle area. We'll see about that, she said. Go, Blastoise. Mewtwo pointed to its clone Blastoise. The creature thumped out into the center of the gym and faced each other. Shell Shocker, Hydro Pump. Sweet order. Forceful blast of water shot from the water cannons on Nisha's Blastoise. Before the blast could do any damage, Mewtwo called out Skull Bash. Mewtwo's Blastoise began to spin around like a giant wheel. The clone Blastoise spun faster and faster. It tore through the water blast with ease. Then Mewtwo's Blastoise collided with Shell Shocker, sending it sprawling to the ground. Shell Shocker was out of the battle. 2 down, Ash said, more determined than ever, and 1 to go. Charizard go, Ash called out. Be careful, Ash. Misty warned. Mewtwo's Pokemon attacks are powerful. Power won't get you anywhere without speed, Ash said. Charizard, use your speed attacks. Ash felt hopeful as his Charizard obeyed him for once and flew into the air. Mewtwo's Charizard followed. Ash Charizard aimed at Fire Blast from his mouth. Mewtwo's Charizard quickly dodged the blast. Char with a roar. Ash's Charizard aimed another blast. Mewtwo's Charizard dodged it once again. The two Charizards seemed to dance in the air. As soon as one would attack, the other would evade it.
Lucky Rot.
Well, I guess now we'll never know. How did I pull that off? Oh my gosh, how perfect was that? How did I pull that off, chat?
Avocadini antilopini.
My phone's not. Stream is on Wi-Fi. Other streams not on Wi-Fi. I mean, phone. It's a lot of information.
Bambini tanchini.
I just had a really genius idea. Like, I'm actually so smart.
Odin din din dun.
Can I start today? Well, first I gotta finish this book. That's the most important thing. It's finishing this book.
Orcalero,
Wow.
orcalla.
Let's do it. What did I just do? Is it this?
Orcalero, orcalla.
Nice. Oh, or is it? It could be better. So let's try to make sure that happens. You gotta do multiple stuff at once because you can miss opportunities in the day. So if I'm not streaming, then I'm not streaming. So every second you're not streaming, you're just not streaming. And that's crazy because you can stream while you do other stuff. So if I didn't do this event and sign up for it, I couldn't do it because you're just doing it. But if you're like, oh, I can't do this because of this, I'm reading, I can't be live. Now you missed your live money. Then you're like, oh, I'm live, I can't play this. Now you plus the game money. Oh, now you're like, oh, I'm reading, I can't do this. It's just like, you got to be a big dog out here. You got to do everything. If you really like that, you would do everything. You dig me? You feel me? Stacks, what's happening, slime? Real 100K to family member? Come on, bro. Really outside. Bro, I'm on some lit stuff. Like, I think my next big thing I get paid for, that's crazy, I'm gonna pay everyone to change their name. So everyone from 100K is gonna be their name and then 100 KTF. Yeah. 100 KTF. Bruh, I'm actually mad at how smart I am. That's not even the idea I was talking about before. But I got so much stuff to do, I might as well just kind of keep it pushing. Alright, next. Power won't get you anywhere without speed, Ash said. Charizard, use your speed attacks. Ash felt hopeful as his Charizard... Assassino. Yep, see, this is better than this. Oh no, that's better than that. 5. I gotta do more math. Sometimes you get lucky and you gotta be ready for it. If you're not ready for getting lucky, then you're not really prepared for life. If you're not ready for getting lucky, you're not prepared for life.
Frogino assassino.
If you don't think that you could just be lucky today, at anything you do, anything you ever do, if you don't think you could just be lucky, then you're not ready. You're not ready, bro. You're not ready, bro. You have to be a robot. If you wake up every day and you don't think today could be your greatest day, you gotta be like, someone had to have created you. There's no way. Like, there's no way you think for yourself. See, now that happened, so I'm able to see where I messed up.
Lucky Rot.
What's up? Welcome to the chat. I'm locked in on YouTube right now. You dig me? Cool. I just figured out that, so I just did it really quick, so I wouldn't have any future problems. Definitely tired of having to do stuff, so now that's organized. It's even worse because I only have one internet.
Robinha Acerolinha.
I used to have 2 internets. See, now that I organized it.
Top, Toby, top, top, Toby, top.
Now that I organized start from the bottom, keep it simple. Bro, this is good stuff, man. I really like this. Like, people want to be entertained more than educated. And I
Robinha Acerolinha.
get bored. So I'm like having fun, I'm educating. I'm low-key crazy if you think about it. Like, so what, we got 45 minutes till this event. So looks like I will be doing that event. I really didn't think I was going to. What kind of name is FGEHSHDHDHDHDJJD? That is the stupidest name I've ever heard in the world. And this person's adding me? You gotta be a dumbass if you think I know somebody who's fucking named DHDHJD. That is the stupidest thing in the whole universe. And you're a dumbass for having that name. Holy shit. Make sure you subscribe so I can help your life out every day. Holy smokes. People are adding me with the dumbest names in all of mankind. You named yourself that? What the fuck? Bob, why are you playing brainrot by yourself? No, I requested to join. I don't want to fucking join. People out here playing by themselves. You playing brainrot by yourself, bruh? What's happening? Welcome to the chat. We litty. We litty. Yeah, I need to find somebody who got a cannelloni. Need to find somebody with a cannelloni.
Papero aspiratorino.
I got something new, really.
Papero aspiratorino.
I seem to be on one. I'm gonna have to get out the house though, cause my internet's not working and I can't do the plan I was doing before this. I was maxing this out, but I have 2 accounts. Well, I'm not gonna play if I'm only gonna be 1 account, cause that's not what I'm trying to do right now. Let's finish this book. Ash felt hopeful as his Charizard obeyed him for once and flew into the air. Mewtwo's Charizard followed. Ash's Charizard aimed a fire blast from its mouth. Mewtwo's Charizard quickly dodged the blast. Char with a roar. Ash's Charizard aimed another blast. Mewtwo's Charizard dodged it once again. The 2 Charizards seemed to dance in the air. As soon as one would attack, the other would evade it. Higher and higher they flew until finally they took their battle above the clouds. Ash peered up at the dark sky. It was impossible to tell who was winning. In fact, neither was. Weakened, the 2 Pokemon began to descend. Now they were slamming into each other in midair. The 2 Charizard collided forcefully one last time. They spiraled back down to the ground. The gym floor. Mewtwo's Charizard landed on top of Ash's Charizard as they slammed into the gym floor. This impact was too much for Ash's Charizard. It lay on the floor stunned. Ash ran up to it to make sure it was alright. Mewtwo's Charizard flapped its wings and roared proudly. It looks like your speed isn't good enough either, Mewtwo crowed as the winner. I now claim my prize, your Pokemon. Hey, wait, you can't do that, Ash shouted. Mewtwo ignored him and raised his arms. 3 Pokeballs appeared in the air. They didn't look like any Pokeballs Ash had ever seen before. They were black and silver. At Mewtwo's silent command, the Pokeballs flew across the gym. I don't know where they are, but we need to see them. The first Pokeball hovered over Corey's fallen Venusaur. In an instant, Root was captured by a beam of red light. The second Pokeball flew to Nisha's. We only have 1 minute left, so I think I'm gonna drop my. I'll keep the headset for 1 minute. Prada Boy, Stretchy Pants, Staff.
Tralalero tralala.
Everybody, shout out y'all. Welcome to the shit. Welcome to the shit. Blastoise. In an instant, Shell Shocker was gone. No, Ash cried. He frantically reached for the 3rd Pokeball. He was too late. A beam of light shot out and captured his Charizard. The 3 Pokeballs swiftly flew out of the gym. Mewtwo raised his arms again, and instantly the gym was filled with silver and black Pokeballs. Misty held Togepi tightly. You're going to steal our Pokemon, she cried. Steal? Mewtwo snickered. No, I'm just going to use them to make stronger copies. Copies that are worthy of me. But that's against the rules, Ash protested. This is my world now. I'll make my own rules. Mewtwo said firmly. A blast of blue light shot from Mewtwo's eyes. The blast sent Ash flying through the gym. He thudded to the floor. There was no stopping Mewtwo. With the wave of Mewtwo's arms, the Pokeballs flew through the air. At first, the Pokemon tried to fight them. Fergus's Gyarados snapped at the Pokeballs with its sharp teeth.
Lucky Rot.
Ooh. Almost.
Los Bros.
That was a good event, though. Definitely fun. Fergus's Gyarados snapped out the Pokeballs with his sharp teeth. Zap! Gyarados was captured. Corey's Pidgeotto flew right at the balls, poised to attack. Oh, I just realized I don't actually wear my other earrings. There's only a few pages. I think I'm putting my other earrings in because I keep forgetting to wear them. So I should just have them on all the time. It'll add to my every moment. Nice. Put this here. I need to get a new chair. That's number 1. Finish this one. Nice. Trash time. smells good though, man. I'm also getting crazy today. Like, what? Sipping since earlier. You dig me?
Il costruttore di pomodori.
Dude, that's actually such a big difference. 2 earrings or 3 earrings? Like, what do you think? Than I did before. Alright, cool. Dude, I have so much shit to do, it's like mind-boggling. But one thing at a time. Finished that food just now, and we threw that away. We added our earrings, so that's gonna add to our every second of life. Now we gotta finish this book. Mostly just because we started it. Yeah. Let's go. My phone's fully charged, so I can go play basketball. I think I'm gonna just go out there for like 20 minutes and try to go out there and get a workout in and come back and eat. So run there or skate there or something. I might skate there. Yeah. Just go out there so I get hungry, come back and eat, and then go out later after the food has settled. I gotta wash my hair, I gotta condition it, I gotta get my hair done. Dude, you gotta do everything. There's so much stuff to do. Alright, let's go. Corey's Pidgeotto of the food right at the ball, poised to attack. Zap, Pidgeotto was captured. Nisha's Dudong tried to headbutt the Pokemon as they flew at it. Zap, Dudong was captured. One by one, the Pokemon in the room were captured by Mewtwo's Pokeballs. Weakened by Mewtwo's attack, Ash slowly stood up. He frantically searched the gym for his Pokemon. In one corner, he spotted Squirtle and Bulbasaur putting up a great fight. Squirtle was repelling the Pokeballs with a sharp blast of water spurted from his mouth. Bulbasaur was hitting the Pokeballs with his vines that lashed from the giant bulb on his back. Suddenly, Ash had an idea. Dang, I said that really quick. It sounded cool. I've got it. King me the great. Cool. I'm reading it sideways. So I'm sideways this way, the phone's sideways this way. So if I'm reading it left to right, it's actually going, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. This way. Or if the camera's here, then I'm reading it like this. Like that. And that's because I'm twisted, but how it really looks to me is exactly right here in this line. It's crazy. Suddenly, Ash had an idea. I've got it. He took 2 Pokeballs from his belt, swirled over, so everyone get back in your Pokeballs. Red light shot from Ash's Pokeball and safely captured Squirtle Bulbasaur. Mewtwo sneered. It's no use, he said. 2 silver and black Pokeballs flew next to Ash. After they captured the Pokeballs that held Squirtle and Bulbasaur back onto Ash and carried the Vulpix and Ball. It's not going to work, Ash. Brock said. We got to run for Ash. Started. Brock and Vulpix took off after Misty, who held Togepi tightly in his arms. Psyduck waddled after them. Together they ran to the instant build of the tower, but they just weren't fast enough to stop. Vulpix, Brock cried. Zap, oh no, my Psyduck, Misty yelled. Ash watched helplessly as his friend's Pokemon were captured. Then he whirled around in a panic. Where was Pikachu? Pikachu was running swiftly across the gym, swarming Mewtwo's balls. Followed it. Pikachu, I'm coming. Ash ran after his Pokemon. Pikachu ran through the gym and back into the main hall. It charged up the spiral staircase that rose to the highest point of the tower. Pikachu ran up the staircase. The silver and black Pokeballs gained on it. Soon they would be close enough to capture it. Pikachu shot a blast of electricity at the Pokeballs as it ran. The blast worked for a second. In an instant, the Pokeballs were back in pursuit. Pikachu shot off another blast. The blast repelled the Pokeballs. So soon they were right back on Pikachu's trail. Ash is gaining on Pikachu. Hang on, Pikachu, I'm almost there. Suddenly, Ash lost his balance. His feet slipped out from under him. Ash flew off the staircase. Frantically, he grabbed its railing. He dangled hundreds of feet from the floor. Ash looked up. Mewtwo's Pokeballs crowded around Pikachu. Ash knew there was nothing he could do. Pikachu was going to be captured. Chapter 11. The clones are created. Pikachu ran higher and higher up the staircase, dodging Mewtwo's Pokeballs at the same time. Pikachu dodged to the left to the right, and suddenly it lost his balance. Pikachu pummeled to the floor. No, Ash cried. Pikachu whizzed by him. Ash let go of the railing. Ash reached out and tried to grab Pikachu as he fell. He had to save Pikachu somehow. Mewtwo's Pokeballs dove after Pikachu. Zap and Silver like Pokeball captured Pikachu in midair. Ash grabbed the Pokeball in one hand and flipped it in the other and pulled it away. Ash swam to the water surface. He crushed the ball that held Pikachu. I got you. He cried triumphantly with the ball jerked out of Ash's hand and flew away. Not again, Ash cried as he charged after the ball, which flew into the hole of the hole. Ash dove through the hole into pitch black darkness and landed with a thud on the conveyor belt that ran through the dark tunnel. Ash crawled along the conveyor belt. The ball that held Pikachu was just ahead. He had to reach that Pokeball. The tunnel opened up into a large laboratory of some kind up ahead. The conveyor belt led to a larger machine, that looked like a giant snail shell. The conveyor belt took Pikachu's Pokeball to the metal chamber. Ash scrambled into the chamber. Metal hands were clutching the ball. Ash tried to pry the hands away from the ball. More metal hands pulled at it. His hair, his clothes, they wouldn't let go of the Pokeball. I won't let you down, Pikachu, Ash cried. With all his might, Ash pulled at the Pokeball. He flew backwards as the mechanical arm released the ball. Ash crashed to the floor. The Pokeball clattered next to him and opened. There was a blaze of light and Pikachu was standing by his feet. Pikachu, you're alright, Ash hugged the Pokemon. Ash and Pikachu. Ash looked up. Team Pikachu was staring at them. Team Rocket was staring at them. They looked a little dazed. Ash rose to his feet. He looked around the lab. Alright, we got another event here on Fortnite. It's 3 o'clock on the dot, which is a good sign. People should start pulling up from other streams to come lock in with the kids. Yeah, we're gonna try to go to TikTok after this.
Lucky Rot.
Let's see if the internet is back. Nah, it's not moving at all.
Lucky Rot.
I don't know what's happening, but it's definitely not fair, but whatever, I don't care. I was about to say some funny stuff, but nah, I'm gonna chill. Ash and Pikachu. Ash looked up. Team Rocket was staring at them. They looked a little dazed. Ash rose to his feet. He looked around the lab. What's going on here? He asked Team Rocket. Jessie pointed to the computer screen. Just look, she said. An image of Pikachu flashed on the computer screen. Then a copy of the Pokemon appeared in one of the tubes and floated down into the blue-green liquid. So this is how Mewtwo is making his copies, Ash said. It's happening to all of the Pokeballs, James said. The silver and black Pokeballs lined up the conveyor belt as each Pokeball entered the metal chamber. An image of Pokemon flashed on the computer screen and a copy of the Pokemon appeared in one of the tubes. Ash looked in terror at the tubes. They were filled with sleeping copies of Pokemon, a Gyarados, a Dugong, Pidgeotto, even Pikachu. Suddenly, the conveyor belt stopped. The machine split the silver and black Pokemon balls spit out onto the floor of the lab. The Pokemon in the tubes opened up their eyes. The copies are awake, Ash cried. The bottoms of the tubes opened up, depositing the clone Pokemon onto the floor of the lab. The creatures looked like they were under a spell. Slowly, they turned and walked, stomped, slid, and flew out of the lab. Mewtwo has done it, Ash said. He's copied all of our Pokemon. Crazy. Chapter 12. Ash takes a stand. As the clone Pokemon thumped out of the lab, the vibrations sent the pile of silver and black Pokeballs crashing to the ground. The Pokeballs opened, releasing the original Pokemon. Squirtle appeared and hugged Ash. Bulbasaur stomped over that to Ash and frowned. It's all right, Bulbasaur. Ash said, "You're okay now." "Okay," James whined. "There's nothing okay about all those copies running around." The Pokemon gathered around Ash. He stood tall. "We won't let Mewtwo and the clones take over the world," Ash said firmly. "No matter what it takes." Ash let the Pokemon out of the lab. "Fine then," Jessie said. "Good luck, Ash." James said, "We'll just wait here." In the gym above them, Mewtwo and his Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard faced Misty, Brock, and Nurse Joy, the other trainers.
Frogatto Pirato.
No, I don't need this right now. Oh, yes, I do. Huge level up. And that is called patience.
Frogatto Pirato.
And being ready. Preparation. Patience and preparation. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go. Mewtwo waved his arm. Two doors opened on either side of the gym. Outside, the storm still rages. "Humans," Mewtwo said, "I will spare your lives. Return now if you can brave the storm." "We're not going anywhere," Misty said. "Why are you doing this?" "Why do you want to make copies of all of our Pokemon?" "Ordinary Pokemon are too weak," Mewtwo explained. "They live to serve humans. I must create clone Pokemon like myself, superior Pokemon that don't depend on humans. Together we will eliminate humans and Pokemon and inherit the world." Brock glared angrily at Mewtwo. "We won't let you get away with this." "As you wish," Mewtwo said. "Let's see if you can stop me and my powerful Pokemon copies." Behind Mewtwo, the stone floor exploded in a shower of dust and smoke. Through the smoke came the clone Pokemon. The trainers gasped in horror. These Pokemon were identical to their own Pokemon, but there was something about them, something stronger, something meaner. The Pokemon gathered behind Mewtwo. Mewtwo looked like a general commanding an army. "We are ready now," Mewtwo said, "ready to take control of the planet." "Not so fast, Mewtwo." Ash stepped out of the dust and smoke. Pikachu, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur walked to the side. Behind them were all the original Pokemon. Ash, Misty, and Brock cried together. Ash faced Mewtwo. "I won't let you do this," he said defiantly. "So you let them out," Mewtwo said. "A minor inconvenience." Ash ran straight to the Mewtwo. "I will battle you myself," he cried. Ash aimed a powerful punch at Mewtwo's body. A glowing blue light surrounded Mewtwo, the light protecting Mewtwo. The punch never made contact. "Ash, stop," Misty called out. Ash wouldn't listen. He charged at Mewtwo again. The shield of blue light shone brighter. Ash hit the shield. The shield threw Ash back and up into the air. Up into the air. Ash hurled backward toward a stone ledge high on the tower wall. Pikachu covered his eyes. Ash braced for the impact. Instead of a hard stone, he hit something soft. Ash looked down. He had been saved by a giant pink bubble. A small cat-like Pokemon floated in the air in front of him. The Pokemon smiled. "Mew," it said. This shit fire, bro. People sleep. I don't got no time to focus on sleep people, honestly. New subject. Chapter 13. Mew. Mew giggled and popped the bubble, supporting Ash. Ash fell safely into the stone ledge. Down below, Mewtwo glared up at them. Something I haven't got before. What do I do about that? I'm gonna have to delete something now. That's not good. Let's just do this because it's the smallest one.
Elefante caffettino.
Mixes the game up a little bit, makes it a little fun. Cool, cool, cool. I'm a smart guy. What can I say? Dude, this is making me so tired, and I had a full sleep last night, I think. Yeah. Oh no. I think I went to sleep at like 1:30. Then I woke up at like 9, maybe 8. I can see myself waking up at 8 o'clock. I think I woke up at 8. Gotta do better. But this is the beginning, I'm telling you. Everything has led up to this. I've been the healthiest I've been, the most popping I've been, the most consistent I've been for the last like year. A little bit more, maybe like 2 years. I've been the best that I've ever been every day. So every day is like a level. So let's say I only went up 1 level every single day. After 2 years, that's 365 times 2, which is 730. 730 days. So I would be on level 730 right now. But as we can see, there's people on higher levels, so your consistency looks a little bit different to the earth. But if you know where you are, it makes you like really comfortable. So I just need to keep adding the positive consistencies, because then you just become incredible over time. Oh, welcome back to the chat. Welcome back.
Chillin' chilly.
Let me go get this real fast. Nice. 10 minutes left in this event, but my other phone is tweaked right now, so whatever. Mew giggled and popped the bubble, supporting Ash. Ash fell safely into the stone ledge. Down below, Mewtwo glared up at them. "It's you," Mewtwo growled. Mew, the smaller Pokemon, replied. "What is it?" Ash called down. "It is Mew, the legendary Pokemon," Mewtwo said. "Supposedly the only one of its kind on Earth and the most powerful Pokemon alive." Mew gently floated in the air. Mew. Excusez-moi. My YouTube fans who were closer. Yeah, I am reading about the clones right now, and over here. All right. Mew had said. Ash knew I was talking to Mewtwo. Mewtwo listened, then grew angry. "But I'm the most powerful Pokemon," Mewtwo protested. "I might have been made from your DNA, but I'm the stronger one." Mew, and Mewtwo. Ash said, "I get it. Mew is a clone of Mew. Mewtwo is a clone of Mew." Mewtwo's eyes flashed angrily. "We will soon find out who is stronger."
Lucky Rot.
"I will battle you." Mew giggled. Another larger pink bubble appeared in the air. Mew happily bounced on the bubble, ignoring Mewtwo. Mewtwo grew furious. It raised its hand. A glowing black ball of psychic energy appeared. Silver sparks shot from the energy. Mewtwo hurled the energy ball at Mew, bursting the pink bubble. Mew somersaulted in the air, but Mew only laughed. Mewtwo raised his arm again. Another energy ball zapped to life. Mewtwo hurled the ball at Mew, dodging the ball, laughing playfully. That made Mewtwo even angrier. Whoosh. Mewtwo hurled another psychic energy ball, and another, and another. And that's 2 Carcaritos. It's kind of crazy a little bit. Like, let me see how much time I have left on this, because... Oh, I could have already opened it and not had to worry about that shit. Should I open it? Dang, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm actually the crazy one for missing that. I've had a perfect streak, but I'm doing a bunch at one time, so I can't be too hard on myself. And then the event that matters is in 17 minutes. So... I really need to... 100K, the family was me. That's beautiful. Shout out to the homie Jay. What's up, Trading Darkness Garbagezilla? I actually only need a Cannelloni Dragoni. So if you know someone with a dragon, I need it. I just need it to rebirth. That's it. Yeah, this is saying my internet's off, even though it's not. It's being overused or whatever. But the only thing on my internet is this. Bruh. Bruh, what the heck? I'll have everything on my other account. This is like my, this is my main account. I don't keep nothing on my main account. I don't have nothing here. I just stack stuff so I could put it in the machine over here. Like it's just a bunch of random stuff. Yerp. Thanks for pulling up. Make sure to subscribe. Oh yeah. Also like the live so more people can pull up. It's officially 3 o'clock. You know we getting litty. Holy. Alright. So we're talking about shadow balls right now. Alright, that made Mewtwo even angrier. Whoosh. Mewtwo hurled another psychic energy ball and another and another. Mew dodged them all. Ash watched the battle in amazement. Mew is so small, Ash thought, but Mewtwo is powerless against it so far. Mewtwo flew into the air and lunged at Mew. It couldn't catch Mew. The smaller Pokemon refused to fight. It zigged and zagged around Mewtwo, avoiding Mewtwo's attacks. Why won't you fight? Mewtwo asked. Are you afraid to battle me? Mew just laughed, raging now. Mewtwo hurled another energy ball at close range. This one hits its target. The ball slammed into Mew, sending the Pokemon flying into the clouds. For a second, the room was quiet. Mewtwo floated back to the ground. It stood up at the head of the gym with a look of triumph on its face. Then a sound like a small airplane filled the gym. A slamming ball of fire came hurtling down from the sky. Mew flew behind it. Mew reflected the energy ball back at Mewtwo. Ash exclaimed. The energy ball shot right at Mewtwo. Quickly, the Pokemon protected itself with a large blue bubble. Mew floated in the air in front of Mewtwo. So you do have a little fight in you, Mewtwo said. Now we'll decide which one of us is stronger. My powerful copies or your pitiful Pokemon. The future of the world is at stake. Who will rule my race of super Pokemon with me as their king, or your spineless Pokemon and their heartless masters? Mew. Mew began to talk to Mewtwo. Mew Mew. James, Jesse, and Meowth popped out of a hole in the floor. Meowth listened with interest to what Mew was saying. What did it say? James asked. Mew says that it's not fair to fight because the copies have stronger special powers than the real Pokemon. Meowth translated, but Mew says that if the Pokemon fight hand to hand without using any special attacks, the real ones won't lose to the copies. A real Pokemon's strength comes from the heart. But how can Mewtwo and Mew stop the Pokemon from using their special attacks? Jesse said. Meowth listened. Mew says that it is Mewtwo will use his psychic powers to control the Pokemon during the battle. They will make sure the Pokemon don't use any special attacks. On the gym floor, Mewtwo stood tall. You think you're better than us because you came first? It told Mew, but we are better because we are stronger. We can defeat you even without using special attacks.
Orcalero, orcalla. Tralalero, tralala.
Do I have something? Do I need something? I do.
Orcalero, orcalla.
Got him. Got him.
Chillin' chili. Chillin' chili.
Dang, bro. I gotta say, I did really, really, really good in this event. Technically. I da na 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 na. Ba 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 da na na na. This music is fire. Da na 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 na.
La vaca Saturno Saturnita.
I am getting a little bit hungry, which is
La
making me
vaca
happy.
Saturno
So I think
Saturnita.
I'll just skate over there and I'll stream it on YouTube. Kind of hard to decide what to do. I gotta just finish this book before I make any plans. I can't say I didn't go crazy. 'Cause
Tralalero, tralala.
everybody knows I just went stupid for this event. I got something within 18 seconds left of this shit. And I have 22.4 quadrillion with a 2-4 in the middle. Shout out Kobe, you heard me. Wow, event is over. That was so spammy.
Cocofanto elefanto.
Alright, we got 10 minutes left before the next event, aka 9 minutes and 30 seconds to read this book and finish it. Let's do it. Rainbow Submarine. Alright, let's lock in, Twist. Mewtwo opened its arm. The clone Pokemon lined up behind it, ready to battle. We'll see which of us is better, Mewtwo said. Let the battle begin. I don't need my headset no more. Event is over. Hi. Woo! Well, I'm Billy Ray Cyrus. Well, I'm Billy Ray Cyrus. Alright, chat. Chapter 14, Fight to the Finish. A terrible cry filled the air as the two Pokemon team rushed at each other in the center of the gym. Ash watched the battle from its perch high on the stone ledge. The two Blastoids faced off, matching each other punch for punch. They fought so intensely that they backed into the corner. The two Charizard went head to head, each trying to make each other back off first. The two Bulbasaur roared and fiercely butted heads. The two Nidoqueens stabbed each other with their sharp nose horns. The two Hitmonlee aimed kicks at each other with their powerful legs. With its fangs bared, Mewtwo's Gyarados bit at the long neck of Fergus's Gyarados. Ash's barred? Barred? I gotta figure out what that means. Bared? Like bare teeth? Ash looked for his Pokemon. Squirtle, Bulbasaur, be careful. He called out. Down below, Ash and Squirtle wrestled with the clone. Sorry, I daydream a lot when I read, so it's hard to get into a flow. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll stutter at the beginning because I'm thinking multiple things at once. I'm actually thinking 3 to 4 things right now. So I'm gonna see each other. Two Scythers dueled with their sharp, curved claws. Even Misty's Psyduck entered the battle. It and Mewtwo's Psyduck exchanged slaps. Mew fluttered above the fray, protected by its pink bubble.
Odin din din
Mewtwo
dun.
arm and a shimmering blue bubble surrounded it. The bubbles flew high into the sky. Sparks of psychic energy crackled into the air. The bubbles charged each other with full force. They slammed together in the air, then flew apart, ready for the next attack. Ash looked down on the scene, a sick feeling in his stomach. Where's Pikachu and all this? Ash wondered, I hope it's okay. Down below, Pikachu was running towards the ledge. Pikachu, the Pokemon, called out to Ash. Ash spotted it. Hang on, Pikachu, he called out. Suddenly, Pikachu stopped in its tracks. Something was blocking his path. It was the clone Pikachu. The clone Pikachu glared angrily at Ash's Pikachu. Electric sparks flew from his face. Pikachu said angrily. It wanted to fight. Ash's Pikachu shook his head. Pika. Ash watched his Pikachu from high on the ledge. He understood what Pikachu meant. Pikachu didn't want to fight his clone. Ash began to panic. I have to help Pikachu. If it won't fight, its clone will destroy it. He looked for a way to get down. The wall of the tower was dotted with other stone ledges. If he could climb from one to another, he might be able to make it down. But the stone between the ledges was smooth. There was almost nothing to grab onto. Pika. A cry of pain floated up to the ledge. Ash looked down. The clone Pikachu delivered a powerful punch to the Ash's Pokemon. I'm coming, Pikachu, Ash cried. He took a deep breath and began to back down the ledge. He searched for a football in the smooth wall. A small piece of rock jutted out. Ash stepped gingerly on the rock crack. His weight was too much for the foothold. Ash slid down the tower wall and tumbled to a small ledge below. His head hit the rock with a thud. Down below, the battling Pokemon exchanged blow to blow. The two Pidgeots pecked at each other with their wings. So this one's bad. This is saying that Ash has a concussion, 100%. That's not what they said in the movie. The two Ninetales caught at each other's faces. All of the battling Pokemon went exhausted. The sidelines next door listened to the secrets of sleep. What's the point of the battle? She said. It doesn't matter which Pokemon are better or better. They're all alive. Rock nodded. They're too evenly matched. They'll never be able to see each other. Misty looked at the battle sadly. Dorothy peeked out from his safe place and Misty backside. This is terrible, Misty said. There won't be any winners in this battle, only losers. All this proves that fighting is wrong. On the other side of the gym, Spring Rocket watched the fight. I was prepared for trouble, but not for this day. She said, make that double for me. It's so awful, that she said. They're all hurting each other, James said. The clone Meowth walked up to the Spring Rocket and faced Meowth. It's you, Meowth said. Who do you want? The clone Meowth was far as the popped out. Meowth bared, making bear. Like, popped out, like making bear. Like your claws are hidden behind this, your teeth are hidden behind your lips, your claws come out from your finger, you bared them. They weren't bare before, they were hidden, covered. Then it stopped. I can't fight you, Meowth said. It would be like fighting myself. The clone Meowth frowned. Meowth said, Meowth. You say you won't fight either, Meowth said. The clone Meowth nodded his side and gave it to the sky. Full moon shone down on the gym. Meowth, said the clone Meowth smiled. You said the full moon is beautiful tonight? I think so too. Meowth put a paw around his clone. We have a lot in common. You've got great taste. I'm actually really hungry.
O din 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 dun.
Super overdriven from what I've done. The brief moment of peace didn't last long in the air bubbling. The battle between you and Mewtwo was heating up. Ash groaned and opened his eyes. The air sparkled with psychic electricity. Mew and the king bubbled, and Mewtwo and his blue bubble were whizzing through the air, colliding again and again. Each time was more forceful than the last. Ash watched as Mew and Mewtwo put their battle up to the top of the tower out to the clouds above. Then he remembered Pikachu. Down below the cone, Pikachu delivered blows to blow to Pikachu's face. Pikachu, the cone, closing on his tail, angrily and wanted Pikachu to attack Pikachu. Ash Pikachu answered sadly with a fight, no matter how bad we played. That's enough for Ash yet. To come Pikachu snapped and took the fight. Brock heard Ash's cry with no use. He called to Ash. The battle was on as long as he and Mewtwo continued fighting. But why, Mr. Ash, next to Ash with her explanation of all Pokemon to explain they will find a very detailed opponent. They won't give up. Ash had to get down. He began to climb down the back of the wall. The step was a little easier. He found a stone foothold and made his way to the next ledge. As he looked down, he was afar. He was just going on. Pikachu hang on. Ash on the next ledge. He went up 10 feet from the floor. He looked down. There's no more foothold. There's no more ledge. He was only one down. I'm telling Ash jumped from the ledge 10 feet to the table and come up to the step floor. He had a Pikachu side. The phone Pikachu himself said, it took one final swing at Pikachu. After Pikachu then climbed. As Pikachu caught the kicked off the cone in his arm. Ash hugged his Pikachu. Pikachu was so sorry. Travis screamed and more filled the gym all around. The Pokemon was collapsing. They were tired to beat and they had barely enough energy to stand, but they were able to survive. The kids got the fight outside. We had to stop the Furman and Mewtwo scooped down from the side of the bubble. The bubble crashed into the gym floor. Mew floated on one side of the gym instead of the pink bubble. Instead of a pink bubble, it was surrounded by angry pink flames. Mewtwo faced Mew, angry blue flames surrounded Mewtwo. Mewtwo flames began to glow. Thanks for adding me a powerful psychic charge of white light burst from his body. Ash couldn't stand anymore. There was enough destruction no matter how to stop. Stop, Ash. Sorry, no more. Ash ran to the middle of the gym floor. The white blast came at him from either side. The blast collided, causing a huge explosion of white light, and Ash was trapped in the middle of the white light dissolved. For a split second, Ash hung in midair. His body glowing as he fell. Ash's body lay motionless on the gym floor. That's crazy. Kira? Isn't Kira a girl name? Ant. Hustle with Ant. Shout out Ant for pulling up, man. Chapter 15, Pokemon Tears. Full Mewtwo said, a human trying to stop our battle. Pikachu rushes up to Ash. Ash wasn't moving. Pikachu! Pikachu cried and had to bring him back to life. Electric sparks slipped into his body into Ash's body. But Ash didn't move. What is it doing? Missy with the Pikachu turned around. Ash's electric power by his flame. Ash died, by the way. Pikachu shocked Ash again. Nothing happened.
Banana nanito bandito.
Oh no, Missy dropped. Not Ash. Pikachu began to cry. Tears flowed down its red cheeks, and then the strangest thing happened. Oh shoot.
And here's some of the greatest news ever.
What's up?
I mailed my wallet in one of the packages I sent. So they messaged me and they're gonna send it to me.
Tralalero tralala.
It's so exciting.
That's awesome.
So I have my wallet.
Wallet.
I was so hyped after that.
That's very good.
Oh, good. Now it's done.
Oh yeah.
You're on the first page, but I left. said Dinosario.
Ooh, tractor.
Never seen that before.
Mario.
Nice little. Oh, and it got hit right now.
Ooh.
Bulbito bandito, trattorito. Grande Lucky Rot.